Yeah, that was incredible. That was a great day. It feels amazing to be back out on the field with all my guys and just back out there going to work and everything. So, incredible opportunity and blessed. I think I slept for maybe 3 hours last night. I can't lie, I was tweaking going into it, which was a good feeling. I was definitely nervous, but the good nervous. Same thing before games, and you're taking the field with your buddies again. So, but I mean, went out there, gave it everything I had, and I gotta start off by sharing this because this is my mentality going into it with. I know obviously the biggest knock on me in this process is going to be my injury history and medical stuff. So the biggest thing for me is I just wanted to take the field and show that I've healed up and how well I can move again, and that's all because of God. And my mentality going into this is Isaiah 43 verse 18. But forget all that. It is nothing compared to what I am going to do, for I am about to do something new. See, I have already begun. Do you not see it? I will make a pathway through the wilderness. I will create rivers and dry wasteland. So the mentality going in is I've been leaning a lot on Scripture and developing my relationship with Christ, and really having a different perspective on everything. And you see, in the last 3 seasons, really got 1 full year, and had my last season snatched in the Louisville game from me. So definitely gave me a new perspective, and I'm just so thankful to be back out on the field and be able to compete again.
Talking about that, you kind of blew me away up in New York. You were talking about that Louisville game. You've had the injuries, but yet you were on the turf going, well, at least I got to run. Was it inside zone, and you got to run something? You were like, I got to run these particular plays, and you were thankful for that. Can you go through that for me?
Yeah, so I really credit it to the people around me and the people in this building. And like I said, my mentality is all right now is everything happens for a reason. There are no mistakes. God puts us through things to help develop us, and so we can learn. And I took it as that, which I've been in that situation a lot, unfortunately, where I'm sitting on the field and Coach Sweeney comes walking out and to give you like the, you're good, get off, and it hurts. But I think there was something weird behind that. If you go back and look, like obviously I'm a guard, so the best plays you can run are gap scheme, inside zone, and we start off on inside zone to the right. That's me and Big Rye running a single block, and I get up on the linebacker, and Adam strips it down the sideline. And the next play, I think we ran power, which is my favorite play, and the next play we ran counter, and I got leg whipped and went down. So weirdly enough, I talked to Coach Sweeney about it. I did find some comfort in it. I was back in Kentucky where I'm from. I'm sitting on the field. I just ran my last 3 favorite plays. So, it's definitely hard to swallow that and accept that your college career is over with all your buddies. But seeing that, like I said, I don't believe in mistakes or anything like that. So being able to run my last 3 plays and then walk out of there with a win as a team, that's the best feeling ever. So I definitely found some peace in that.
Was it pretty immediate in terms of like, I'm going to try for the pro thing, or after you get hurt again, is there a thought of like maybe?
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I kind of thought it was over after that. I had the ankle injury in 23, which healed up fine. I came back from that, and then once I did this one, just because I don't know what I don't know about the pro stuff and everything like that. So of course I wanted to go pro. It's been my dream since a kid, and I just want to wear the uniform and take the field and go play the game I love again. But after I did that one at Louisville, I was like, okay, so that's probably it. And I talked to Coach Sweeney when we came back, and he told me, he was like, don't be upset with the game. He's like, you had a great career, like don't be mad at it. You got to play a lot longer than most people do. You got 6 short years in college, so but got plenty of football. And so I came to terms with it, and I was like, well, that's God telling me to move on and find a different position. So I was looking at different options. I was looking at what I wanted to do and start down my next chapter of life. And so I started looking into sales. Do I want to go corporate route? Do I want to stay and coach? And so I talked to Coach Sweeney at the Pinstripe Bowl. And I was like, I know this is going to sound crazy, but I was like, if I can heal up and get ready for pro day, I was like, do you think any teams would be interested in like maybe getting me to a camp or mini camp or whatever they've got going on? And he was like, yeah, absolutely. If you can get healthy, you can get on the field. So I really made my mind up at the Pinstripe Bowl. And then it's a credit to the guy that was just up here, Blake. He gave me a call. He was training out in California. I was back in Kentucky. I was literally sitting in the kitchen with my dad. We had just got this new donut spot down the street. So I'm sitting there eating donuts with him. It's like 10 at night. I was, enjoying the off season, true lineman fashion. And Blake calls me and he's like, hey man, what are you doing? I was like, working out at home, really taking care of business. And he's like, well, you need to do pro day. And I was like, okay. I was like, what are you saying? What are you thinking? And he's like, I'm working out here with some guards. And he's like, man, you can really do this. He's like, if you get healthy, you need to take your chance. And he was like, I would hate to see this go to waste. And so talked to my parents, talked to the coaches and everything. And I credited a lot to my parents, a lot to the coach, and a lot to Blake Miller. So they've encouraged me. I've got a freaking army of people that have helped me get back on the field. And it's a mental battle as much as it is physical. So I've had so much support, and I've got some of the best relationships I could ever ask for. And just made that call in January back in Kentucky, and came back to Clemson, got back to work, and I was just so glad to take the field with him and Ryan again today.
Describe your playing style or your NFL playing style in one word.
Physicality. That's everything I lean on is physicality. So, and that's, funny enough, that's what I've been telling the coaches to tell them is like, I really love the game of football so much, and there's no, like, I don't want my dream is to go play in a league. Like, I want to play for a team. I want to represent a team and a program, and I want to go help in any way I can. So whether that's offensive line, I can play guard, I can play tackle. Will Putnam's been teaching me how to snap here. I can play blocking tight end. I've been watching a bunch of film, and they've got tight ends running cut blocks and everything. I'd be glad to do that. I can do special teams. I played punt shield here. I played field goal, and really anything they ask me. I've got a little bit of fullback, so I just want to be whatever a team needs. I don't, I'm not going to be this superhero, like go out there. If they're looking for a 10-year guy to go play and hold down a spot, I'm probably not that guy. But what I am is somebody who's going to go out there and do whatever they ask and do it to the best of my ability. So I'll do it really cheap, too.
Obviously, you wouldn't be here if you was not medically clear.
Yes, sir.
That's obvious. But with your injuries, what have you learned from a medical perspective, where the injuries are concerned to get to this point?
Yeah. I would say, one, physically, before I get philosophical, is movement. Like, you got to keep moving. If you stop moving, that's when you start feeling worse. I'm sure you guys can understand, too. If you lay around for a couple of days and you get up, everything's stiff and you're a little more sore and everything. So even when you get hurt, when it's still hurting, it's still sore, the best thing you can do is keep moving and working blood flow in there. And so that's what I've done. It's just like that mentality is what I've kind of had, whether it's ankle, shoulder, you name it. Whenever you have something, you literally just keep moving. You can't stop. So you got no choice. And then what I've learned through all my injuries is nothing's promised. So don't take anything for granted. Just enjoy every single day. And that's what, like coming out here today, that's why I read that verse. That was my mentality is, I don't let that define me. When I took the field today, I wasn't like, I'm going to do pro day, but I've had these surgeries, but I've had these injuries. It's like, no, I'm going to go do pro day. I'm going to do the best of my ability. And thankfully to the trainers here and everybody I've been working with, I've been able to heal up, and I genuinely feel great. I feel incredible. So just so thankful.
Was there any hesitation in the preparation and getting back out and get ready for pro day?
Oh, yeah, a little bit. It was tough because I had that surgery late November, and I don't know what that turned. I think they say like 6 weeks you can get back on the field. So 6 weeks you get back out there, and it's like it's a little stiff. And so, yeah, like I said, you're always going to have a mental battle. And some days it would feel good, some days it didn't. And then you just, like I said, you just keep moving. And then it felt good one day, and then it felt good the next day. And then, all right, it feels good 3 days, 4 days, and then you just keep building off that. And you just go out there and keep doing the work, stay on top of rehab, eating clean, doing everything you can, and, everything will take care of itself.
Who did you lean on the heaviest during the mental battles when that creeped in the back of your head and, it could possibly happen again?
Yeah, Jesus. Yeah, Jesus Christ, absolutely. That's my Savior. That's my number one mentor, my dad, mom and dad, David and Beth Parks. I've got the greatest parents anybody could ever ask for. They do anything for me. They help me after all these surgeries. They do anything for me, and they've put me in this position. They've given me the work ethic. Everything that I go do is to honor and glorify Jesus Christ and my parents. I want to represent my last name, and I want my parents to be proud of me. So everything I do, I don't do it for myself. I do it for my family and for Jesus.
I interviewed Blake earlier, asked him about his inspirational players at the next level, talk about going to the next level. Who are the players in the modern era all time on the offensive line you kind of modeled your game after, kind of look up to as inspiration to say, hey, these guys worked 24/7, as you said, try not to be a 10-year man, just wherever a team needs you to be. Like, what are those NFL players that you kind of like look up to and kind of model after?
My all-time players growing up, I always loved Tyron Smith. I'm not a tackle anymore, but I always loved his film. Iron Mike Webster, got to give him a shout-out. One of the toughest dudes I've ever watched play the game, the best center to ever play the game. Love his highlight tape. Try to model after his game a bunch. In the more recent era, I love Quentin Nelson. That dude is a dog. That's what you try to model yourself as a guard. I love Wyatt Teller. He's a longer dude that plays inside, so I think he's a little bigger than me, but watching his film a lot. You talk about work ethic. We got the dudes right here. You go watch Will Putnam, who's playing in the league right now, who had 2 teams talk to him after pro day, and now he got with one of them. He's going on year 3 in the NFL. That's work ethic. That's absolutely work ethic and talent. So you look at Blake Miller. Blake Miller has inspired me to be better, and we challenge each other. We do everything together. Now that he's back, we're training together, we're eating together, playing video games together, go to bed at the same time. You get in a groove with your guys, and that's who you stick with, and you become who you hang out with. So you got to find somebody who elevates you, and I've got a great network of guys here that help me do that.
Take one more if you got.
Were the donuts good, and will you go get one now that you're done training?
Oh yeah. Yeah. If you're ever no, it's funny enough. It's a Chinese spot. If you're ever in Lexington, Kentucky, it's called Purple Yum, and they've got these. I don't know what it's called. It's like a bun donut kind of thing, but I know this sounds so fat, but yeah, I'll get like a 6-pack and take them. I don't care. I actually had my parents bring me some last time they came down here. So go get the coconut one. It's fire. I'll be seeing Purple Yum here soon. Thank you all.